أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Dear audience, Assalamu alaikum. Today's talk is another very important talk on the topic of ascribing divinity to aught besides Allah. And today's talk will try to learn from the Kitabullah the response of those deities or forces or beings which individuals or people invoke besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the day of judgment. And I'm going to seek references from the Kitabullah, Surah Al-Fatir, verse number 13 and 14. Surah Al-Fatir is the 35th surah of the Kitab-e-Aziz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the verse number 13 of the Surah Al-Fatir, يولج الليل في النهار ويولج النهار في الليل وسخر الشمس والقمر كل يجري لأجل مسمى ذلكم الله ربكم له الملك والذين تدعون من دونه ما يملكون من قطمير. He makes the night grow longer by shortening the day, and he makes the day grow longer by shortening the night, and he has made the sun and the moon subservient to his laws, each running its course for a term set by him. Thus is God your sustainer, unto him belongs all dominion, whereas those whom you invoke instead of him do not own so much as the husk of a date stone. Let us pay heed to the message of the Kitab-e-Aziz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making an address to the humanity. Yulijul layla fin nahari, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who enters the night into the day, and in this way he lengthens the night. Wa yulijun nahara fil layli, and he is the one who enters the day into the night, and in this way he lengthens the day. The length of the day and night keeps on changing with the changing seasons throughout the year, and this is also a manifestation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَسَخَّرَ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ, and he has made the sun and the moon subject to service, subservient to his laws. The moon and the sun strictly obey the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They follow the laws and the regulations which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed on them. كُلٌّ يَجْرِي لِأَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. Each and everything, each and every creation of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is running its course, is orbiting its course, is traveling along its course for a term set by him. Everything is going to perish, is bound to perish, is bound to crumble, and the term, everything is going to finish, and the term is set by him. Zalikumullahu Rabbukum. So after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after illustrating the process of the day and the night and the sun and the moon, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making an address to whole of the mankind. Zalikumullahu Rabbukum. This is your Rabb, this is your sustainer, this is the sustainer of all of you, this is your Ilah which is doing all of it. Lahul Mulk, to him belongs all dominion, all sovereignty, all authority, all government. Wallazina tad'una min dunihi, and the people or the individuals who invoke anyone else besides him, and this no one is exempt from this anyone or besides, neither the sun, moon, stars, fire, tombs, prophets, idols, no one is exempt from it. وَالَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ, and the people who invoke anyone else besides him, مَا يَمْلِكُونَ مِن قِطْمِيرٍ, and those deities which they invoke, the forces or the beings which they call for help for which they turn to or for which they worship, they do not even own something like a husk of a date seed or a skin of a date stone or a membrane of a date stone. They do not even own that amount of thing. In the verse number 14, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing in tad'uhum la yasma'u du'aakum walau sami'u mastajabu lakum wa yawmal qiyamati yakfuruna bishirkikum wala yunabbiuka mislu khabir. Meaning, if you invoke them, they do not hear your call, and even if they could hear, they would not be able to respond to you. And withal, on the day of resurrection, they will utterly disown your having associated them with God. And none can make you understand the truth like the one who is all aware. Let us concentrate on the message of the Kitab-e-Aziz. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a very important address to the humanity, especially the polytheists. In tad'uhum la yasma'u du'aakum. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making clear to the humanity and is addressing to all of the mankind that if you invoke these deities, if you pray these deities, if you worship these deities, la yasma'u du'aakum. So they will not be able to listen your prayers. They will not be able to listen what you are saying. Walau sami'u mastajabu lakum. And even if they could hear, they could listen, they will never be able to respond to your queries and your prayers. Wa yawmal qiyamati yakfuruna bishirkikum. And on the day of Yawmul Qiyamah, day of resurrection, Yawmul Haq, Yawmul Fasl, Yawmul Jum'ah, on that day of resurrection, these deities which you are invoking, which you are turning to, what will the response of these deities towards you at the day of judgment? They will completely disown you. They will leave you in a state of complete desolation, and they will completely dissolve you, and they will completely disclaim your having making them partners, associates, or consorts with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And towards the end of the verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Wala yunabbiuka mislu khabir, and none can make you understand the truth like the one who is all aware. With this, I am concluding today's talk with a very important message that the deities or the entities or the beings or the forces or any of the creation of Allah which the humanity is invoking, is calling for help or worshipping in any form, they do not even own something like of a membrane or a skin or a husk of a date seed, and these deities cannot hear, they cannot listen, and even if they could hear or listen to the queries of the people, they will never be able to respond. And on the day of judgment, day of resurrection, the response of these deities or these entities would be they will completely disown those individuals which who have been invoking them. They will completely leave them in a state of desolation, and they will completely disown them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make these individuals understand, and indeed he is the most knowledgeable and he is the most all aware. I seek Allah's forgiveness if there's any shortcoming in the delivery of the message. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. रब्बिग़फिर वरहम व अंत खैरुर राहिमीन। जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैर।